Hi everyone! Thanks for joining me this week for another video. Today I wanted to talk about change. I have had a lot of trouble in the past with change, so today I wanted to talk about why change is so hard for us in our lives if you're a person who doesn't cope with it well, and what we can do about it. So growing up, I didn't experience, a lot of change after my father died. My family just really wanted to keep things sort of stable because we'd had such a big change. So growing up, I sort of got the message that change was something that wasn't good. Change was something that wasn't safe. It didn't necessarily create good things. Good things in my life didn't come from change. That was the message that I took when I was little. So growing up, whenever there's something changed, I always sort of viewed it as a mini crisis. If something in school changed, if my teachers changed, or if, my circle of friends changed, or something like that, it always created a lot of anxiety for me. And as I got older and, moved out of the house and changed jobs and careers and things like that, I always had a really hard time with change. And, in romantic relationships, it was even worse. My situation would change from being single to dating somebody, and that change would make me anxious. Or then it would change again because I wouldn't be dating that person, and that situation would make me anxious. And what I've sort of noticed and learned over the years is that when things change, no matter what it is, there is a level of vulnerability that we feel when things change because we get a sense that we're not in control. And for me, I feel the safest when I feel like I'm in control of things. So if I have a say in the way my schedule runs and the way things go, then I feel safe and I feel calm and I feel collected and I feel generally happier. And while it's a good thing to feel like you're doing what you're being called to do and serve your purpose, there is also a greater energy and a greater flow to life that is happening all around us every single day. And when we don't trust that process and that flow, we feel very vulnerable when things change, when things pop up, when our schedules change. So now that we feel vulnerable, I guess the question is, well, what do we do about that? What do we do when we're in a vulnerable state and things around us are changing and we're maybe feeling anxious and, we're snapping at people or, having behavioral things go on that we're maybe not so pleased about? And what I've found really helpful in certain situations is to have a conversation with myself and sort of sit myself down and go, okay, Laura, what's really going on here? Why are you feeling anxious? What's creating this tension within yourself? And how are we going to get you back to a state where you feel safe, like you can continue to flow, and like you can continue to accept what's going on? And so I sort of take time and get a little bit quiet and sit down and listen. And a lot of times what I hear are things coming up from the past, situations that have happened previously and that haven't made me feel good. And these situations are being triggered again. These situations are coming up for me again. I'm feeling the same feelings that I felt in the past, and that is creating the anxiety and the tension within me again and creating the behavior and the same outcome. And when I realize this and when I figure out what's really going on and where the anxiety is really coming from, and I can sort of pinpoint it, it is extremely helpful in being able to let that go, once I've acknowledged and recognized that it's coming from somewhere in the past, I can realize that, you know, maybe there's something I need to forgive myself for. Maybe in the past there's behavior that I wasn't super pleased about and that I would like to change or to improve upon. And so now is my chance. Now is my chance to sort of redo the past situation and to make things different and to make things flow better. And the way that I do that is by really listening to my heart and listening to its fears and seeing maybe there's something that I need to forgive and let go of. And once I do that, things start flowing smoothly again. My behavior and my energy is different. I'm able to react differently to, a similar situation and react differently to change. And that is how I became comfortable, not all the time, but sometimes, with feeling vulnerable and not really knowing, the outcome of certain situations. So I hope that this has been helpful for you, and let me know if there are any other ways that you cope with change. I would love to hear some different views and some different opinions and different tools from other people who have been able to cope with change and been able to adapt to certain things differently. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. And I invite you over to my website, luminousliving.ca, to check out my Access Love video that I have. It's my free gift to you. And the video is my morning routine. And it's how I tap into a feeling of love every single day so that I can carry that with me on a daily basis. Helps me feel calm and centered, and it also gets me in the receiving energy of love, which is something that I blocked for a really long time. So I came up with some steps in the morning to get myself ready to be able to receive love. And in order to give love, you have to be able to receive it. So I hope you all enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care. Bye.